cruise through the nighttime with my hoodie up. Baby, I'm a night rider, I'm pulling up. Things look pretty on your side. Shit gets gritty on that side. I'm so good to be on Rolling Stones. I'm so cold to be on Rolling Stones. I'm so cold to be on Rolling Stones. Russian cream was from the corner store. Fill it up and runs, pack and roll it over. My girl hates the fat, can't be sober, can't do shit. Tell them how to flow. They're trying to get rich, but it's a lonely road. There's a lot of rainy days and nights are cold. TJ2 slept on, I know for sure. Art so good, should be on Rolling Stones. They didn't even know. Art so good, should be on Rolling Stones. I'm so cold, should be on Rolling Stones. I'm so cold, should be on Rolling Stones.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back with another Music Monday on this Monday, man. Y'all smash that like button. Sub up to the channel if you're new and if you haven't done so already. Of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional trial hauls, and y'all know this is Music Monday, where we talk music over here. Normally, this would be the time that I introduce Dunks, but he has the link. He hasn't showed up yet, but if he does, I will add him into the stream. But other than that, man, this is Music Monday, man. Just to take a little break from sneakers. We didn't have too much drop anyway. And to be honest, the music world, after this whole Kendrick and Drake beef, it kind of simmered down. And I am going to talk about Drake's house getting shot up. Well, not necessarily shot up. I definitely worded that wrong, where pretty much a security guard had to stop some intruders. So pretty much, and it happened apparently 3 different times. And then what's going to lead into my segue of talking some of the most disrespectful diss rap songs of all time, man. So I want to go through there. I'm not going to go through each and every lyric, but I am going to talk on each and every song. And then we're going to close things out with Mr. Diddy. He's trying to get the charges dismissed. And I will say this. I don't know if any of the allegations against Diddy is true or not, but I can honestly say I can't blame him, considering how this stuff happened. It's almost been over a month, and Diddy has yet to be in any handcuffs. I mean, if they don't really have a case, man, what are we really holding on to? I mean, would you really want your name attached to something and you hadn't even been technically charged of anything just yet? You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how that goes. That's the federal case. But I think he's talking about the Jane Doe case, where I don't think they know who the person is. But apparently Diddy thinks, or at least his attorney is saying, it's overly fabricated. So we'll see how that goes too. So I think he's trying to get all the cases dropped, which that would be a win for Diddy. But I know that's pretty much gonna be a shot in like a random shot, dog, from half court. But anything is possible. Let's see. We got Kwame in the building. Says, yo, what up? What up, Kwame? Y'all smash that like button as y'all come in and out, man. Y'all know we starting on time today, man. Other than that, I am going to start sharing my screen here real quick. So, simple. We're going to do most disrespectful disses in rap beats history. We're going to talk the Drake Mansion situation. So, what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go kind of in reverse order. I'm going to talk the Drake Mansion targeted situation, and then we'll transition into like the most disrespectful like rap beats, and then we'll close it out with Diddy. Also, what I wanted to say real quick, sign up for that sold out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat. It is free to sign up. Y'all know we talk a little bit of everything over there from music. If y'all want to get a sneak peek of what I'm wearing throughout the week and what everybody else is rocking, it's there. We have a food section, music section, and a lounge in general, right? Okay, so I appreciate all the people that have signed up. It is free to sign up, by the way. Y'all know I ain't trying to nickel and dime nobody, man. But let me go ahead and start sharing my screen real quick, and we'll cover, we'll start with Drake, pause. But give me like 2 seconds. We'll make sure Dunks hasn't entered the building real quick. Not looking good. All right, cool. So we're going to go share screen here. Boom. So you should be seeing this one. So pretty much it looks like Drake's Toronto mansion targeted by third intruder who gets tackled by security. Keep in mind, we saw the one situation where Drake's security, he had to go to the hospital. He survived the joint. He was in critical condition. So being a security for somebody on a level of like Drake, no matter how you slice it and dice it, We're not talking specifically the Kendrick beef versus Drake beef here. We're just talking just a regular human being and the level on which Drake is musically. Yeah, he's got to have 24-hour security, man. So I hate to say it, he's just kind of like on another level. Not trying to say he's better than nobody, but yeah, he should be having armed security. Now, what comes with that is gonna be the danger. You know what I'm saying? While you're hoping security you should just be struggling and try to fight to stay awake, but when action pop off, it really go down. You know, and this is just I think that's how the cops usually move in general. You know. Let's see, we got Ryan McPeterson in the building with the salute. What up, Ryan? What up? If I pronounce your last name wrong, my bad, homie. But yeah, so I can see why Drake, he definitely needs security, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure, hopefully, his insurance if Drake's hired this through some security company, hopefully the insurance is covered for that guy. So that's the least things on his worry. I mean, because, at the end of the day, you are pretty much a target. Whether you had the bulletproof vest on or not, because reality is, the bulletproof vest is only going to cover so much. You know, and we're going to keep it 100. But let me read through this article real quick. It says, Drake's Toronto mansion has been targeted of yet another intrusion, making the third such incident this week. Again, I don't want this also, because I've seen people saying, like, this is people riding for Kendrick. All the way in Canada, dog. I'm not saying it's not feasible, but it's also a little bit far-fetched. I want to throw that out there as well. Let me continue to read real quick. It says, according to TMZ, the unwanted visitor attempted to make their way onto Drizzy's property on Saturday, May the 11th, but were greeted with a rude awakening from the rapper's security team, as they should. Because the security has to do their job, you know? Manu the Kick says, yerp, what up, Manny? What up? Y'all smash that like button as y'all come in and out. It says, police were reportedly summoned to the area at 3:30 p.m. ET, which I'm assuming that's Eastern time, after Drake's private security tackled the man and held him down until officers arrived. The cops then escorted the man off the property after he refused to leave when asked to do so. Maybe I'm a little old school, but security would handle business. And in my area, low key, I do ride through the hood from time to time to keep it 100. But one area had been kind of having, it came a hot spot for shootouts, and then so they hired that security. They hired when we pulled up, and I'm talking me and my barber. We had pulled up, and he already knew. I didn't know all this was going on. When we pulled up, they was like, yo, we ready to do whatever we gotta do. We ain't fighting out here. This is the security people saying they finna handle business. And I'm talking about dudes really look like they really about it. I'm like, I'm not trying them, because all their stuff was ultimately visible, So not saying I was scared, but I was like, I don't need to start nothing that I can't finish. But anyway, so I'm saying all that to say, I'm assuming Drake security has to be armed. There's no way they don't have guns. And I'm assuming, I wouldn't be surprised if homie borderline got a case of the beats on the way out of the property. Again, they know how to, no disrespect to the policemen and stuff like that, because there are good policemen out there that do their job correctly and to the best of their ability. But there's also certain people that, take it to the next level. So I'm surprised that, if homie was asked to leave and he didn't leave and then they do something to him, then who's in the wrong here? Are they doing their job or are they going too far? It says, in a tumultuous week for Drake, a drive-by shooting happened outside his Toronto home on Tuesday, May 7th, which left a security guard seriously injured and hospitalized with the need for emergency surgery. That's the one I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's the one I'm talking about right there. That one, that's scary. All of them are scary, really, when you think about it. You got an intruder coming on your property. Do you really, if somebody was to pull up in right now, you know what I'm saying? If y'all see me run up off the street, yes, I'm going to do what I got to do. But at the same time, I was bringing this up to one of my family members last time I was back home base. And they were bragging about how well they're secured. And I'm saying this respectively for YouTube. But they were bragging about how well they're secured. But I'm like, that's cool. And you should be. But if they already coming at you with it already, pointed at you, pause, then you gotta they see you make a move. What you think they finna do? Manu the Kick says, don't do J. Cole, Polo. That was a totally different scenario. No, J. Cole, that's different. No, I ain't never backed down from nobody. But when I saw those guys, and they didn't come at us on that level. We spoke. They told us what was going on. We kept it moving. But in my head, I was like, I don't want no smoke at all. That ain't backing down. That's being smart. I don't want no smoke. They didn't start nothing. We didn't start nothing. We didn't do it. We ain't the suspects. But let me hit this real quick. It says, just a day after the shooting, a man was stopped. I didn't say stumped, but my bad. Was stopped as he attempted to make his way into the rapper's Swinky Bridal Pathway property that is commonly known as the Embassy. So Drake's property is known as that. It says law enforcement were alerted after the 6-guy security team stopped the person from entering through the front gate, following which he got into a brief altercation with those who stopped him. The trespasser apparently claimed that he was here to see Drake. Bro, you can't just pull up on, yeah, is Drake here? Like, bro, one, he's most likely not home. Some tells me Drake has a very busy schedule. Probably the most time he's been home was probably early 2020s, and even still, he couldn't stay home long. When you're at the top and you're making hits on the way he's making, yeah, he's probably on the go all the time. That's why he ended up having to get a personal jet. It says Toronto Police Department later said officers were called after a person attempted to gain access to the property. The person was apprehended under the Mental Health Act. So the guy didn't have it all upstairs. Not trying to be disrespectful, but I mean, obviously, if you think you're about to pull up on Drake's house randomly, like, no, it's just like, okay, cool. Y'all know I'm not that far from the city, which is DC. I know what I'm not finna do, which is impossible, by the way, because the pictures you see of the White House and people outside of the White House, trust me when I tell you that gated area is so far away from the White House. Yeah. And I don't even know, like, all honesty, it's probably about to be a good mile away from, it's probably, if not longer. Because when you, even looking at it from the gate, it's really far away. So I say all that to say, so people who do try to cross into that joint, y'all got a long way to go to get. Y'all not finna just enter through the front door. You know, and I'm assuming Drake's crib is somewhat on that level. The security got it where by the time you get anywhere, you're pretty much about to be caught. You're not finna run up on Drake. Granted, we can play devil's advocate where Eminem security was asleep and the intruder actually did get through and actually did see Eminem. Just fun fact, but different levels of security. Eminem still, quote unquote, that top rapper, but he's not doing on the level of what a Drake doing, but he was back in the day. We'll just leave it at that. Ryan says, would Dot have dirt on Cole though, like he did with Drake? I feel like Cole is one of the most respectable in the game. Probably not, but at the same time, J. Cole just didn't want no smoke with it, because I'm assuming that, I'll put it this way, both K. Dot and Drake took kind of shots at each other's family, which I always feel like that should have been off limits. But then again, they're like, you know how beef is. It could just happen. So I say all that to say, like, once the family got involved, I think, you know, J. Cole probably saw where this was headed, and he don't want his family, you know, he really keeps his family on a low profile, you know? And I'm going to just leave it like that. Let's see, Manuel Kick says, that bozo wanted an autograph, get the F out of here. Yeah, but that's not how you go about it, man. And sometimes they just don't want to sign autographs, man. You know what I'm saying? It says, the second intruder trespassed onto the rapper's home Thursday afternoon, May 9th, with the police called to investigate the incident. The culprit allegedly got into an altercation with security before police arrived at the property, with the suspect then taken into hospital. I'm going to say this. What it's going to take, if one more person pull up to that crib and security got to work like that, I'm not saying do nothing extreme, but the security going to have to take a level of security, like to set an example, like, hey, man, we don't want to end up like the last guy. You know, I'm not saying take him out, but I'm saying, you know, hey, when they expose who it is, you're going to be like, damn, what the security do? It should be the question mark, you know? But there's probably also a gray area of, then you don't want to run the area of a lawsuit, because let's face it, that's kind of like the name of the game nowadays, man. You know, people want to do the lawsuit joint. But let me continue the rest of this article, and then we'll transfer into pretty much the most disrespectful diss songs of like a long time, like of history, right? But we'll keep it moving on this one. It says, it was not reported what, if any, injuries the trespasser suffered that required hospital treatment. Video footage uploaded to social media showed an ambulance at Drake's compound. It is not known if the 4 incidents are related to each other or anything to do with Drake's various feuds with Kendrick Lamar, The Weeknd, and A$AP Rocky, among others. It is also not known if Drake was at home at the time of the incident. So, I mean, yeah, a lot of people were stretching and saying this could be because of the beef. I definitely think that's a stretch. And then I also seen it where Drake said that he asked, now they got pretty much helicopter surveillance going over his crib. And he says, anytime after 3 p.m. works great for me. Which I'm assuming Drake is probably in the stew. And those helicopter sounds are probably messing up with him in the stew, man. I mean, because Drake, believe it or not, he still got to stay consistent, man. We just got to give it where credit is due. And Drake is, you know, whether you like him or not, he's doing numbers. And we'll just leave it at that. Let me go ahead and transition to the most disrespectful disses of pretty much rap beef history. Let me see if I can get this article up real quick. Should have already been up on the screen, but of course, y'all know how it go. So, and then we'll talk about Diddy towards the end of the live. I'm going to be on this joint for like roughly another like 30 minutes or so. Hopefully this should be loading up because it's doing a lot of thinking for the kid. While that's doing this thing, we'll touch on the Drake situation real quick. Says Drake asked News Chopper to give him a break anytime after 3 p.m. works great. So he says Drake has made a special request to Toronto's news channel CP24, let him get some sleep. Okay, so Drake sleeps. Mental Kick says Tupac and Nas for me. Nas had a great, that Ether joint, timeless diss. You know, no matter how you slice and dice it. Let me see if I can get this article up. It's kind of like it's almost frozen on me. Give me like 2 seconds real quick. Because... yeah, I want to see what all we got up on here. Because I already had the link up here, joint. Let's see, hold up. Let me see if I can just like... because it's loading real quick. But yeah, my stuff is lagging just a little bit too. Let's see. The Slayer just entered the building. It says, what up, my sneaker peeps? And then Manu the Kick says, Tupac and Nas for me. And then, let's see, Manu the Kick says, Kwame and Slayer salute. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know I'm lagging just a little bit, everybody, but... we gonna make it work real quick. Hopefully, if I can get the page. There we go. We got the page loaded here. Let me share my screen. Give me like 2 seconds. Boom. Should be sharing the screen. Had a little bit of lag issue right there. Hopefully, y'all can bear with the kid. But I think we are good and golden. Salutes to everybody that's coming in the building, by the way. Definitely smash that like button. But yeah, most disrespectful disses in rap beef history. Kendrick Lamar and Drake are far from the first rappers to make wildly disrespectful diss songs. I want to say this too. The Drake and Kendrick stuff was great, and it did go below the belt from time to time, but I wouldn't put it on a level of a like Tupac and Big joint. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm also old school here, but let me read through the article. It says, let's see. Hip hop has long been a competitive sport. MCs have been airing out dirty secrets and tossing wild altercations at each other on wax. At least the Bridge Wars were when KRS-One allegedly that MC Shan smoked crack on Boogie Down Productions, South Bronx, with Shan later acknowledged was true. In the decades since, fact and fiction have continued to blur together as some of the biggest rappers in the world occasionally go toe-to-toe. But how far is too far? Tupac's Hit 'Em Up, one of the greatest diss songs of all time. R.I.P. to Pac, R.I.P. to Big, by the way, is often praised as one of the most disrespectful disses of all time, while Jay-Z's seen as taking an L for apologizing for going too far on Super Ugly. So, did J. Cole do what Jay-Z did for the Super Ugly joint? Let's see. Ryan says, I'm a Pac fan, but I can't listen to Hit 'Em Up. It's sickening. For me, it's real MF and G's by Easy E at Dr. Dre's and Death Row. That one's definitely a dope one too. I can listen to the Hit 'Em Up, but I will say it did go, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it sucks because that whole situation where none of them are no longer here, you know? Let me read through the rest of this article real quick. It says, Drake and Kendrick Lamar recent war of words, the states of the battle seem to ramp up exponentially, with the sixth god lobbing allegations of domestic violence and K. Dot calling his opponent a, and I'm not gonna say that for YouTube, but we'll just say the P word because they will flag your stuff for anything. It says once again a debate rages on, not about who won, but whether the little gaming shit is worth the kind of mug slinging. Is it all simply shock value for entertainment, or are these multi-platinum stars actually trying to destroy each other with career-threatening criminal allegations? I don't think they're trying to end anybody's career, and I don't think it will be on that level. Says, for some historical perspective, we've assembled 20 of the most disrespectful lyrics from the history of rap beef, from revelations of documented scandals to joke and threats that took a dark turn. So cool. We got Tim Dog F. Compton. This is from 1991. I don't even think I've heard this, and I can't play it, but we're going to see who it's about, though. I do want to read through this one. The Slayer says, Pac and Big is the biggest rap beef in history because it cost their lives, which is unfortunate. Either other beef comes after that. Yeah, I will say there's definitely, it didn't end well for neither party, man. Yeah, so yeah, sad to say that though. So the line from this article says, "I'm so large I f Michelle in the bathroom. We was boning. You should have heard that bitch was moaning. Do boo 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 boo. Shut up, bitch. You can't sing." So years before East Coast and West Coast rap feuds reached boiling point, Bronx rapper Tim Dog, okay, so I never heard of him, so he's from the Bronx apparently, declared war on Los Angeles like any one-man army, dissing NWA, DJ Quick, and his debut album, Penicillin on Wax. Tim Dog, who was from the Bronx, didn't know NWA or have any history with the group prior to making F. Compton, but the song was ugly and personal anyway, making tar dry claims about Dr. Dre's then girlfriend, Ruthless Records single Michelle, and I know who, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but I remember, yeah, who also referenced D. Barnes' assault that happened earlier this year. Okay, yeah, so yeah, that was shots at Dre. Now we got to move on to the next diss song for sure. And this one I definitely know of. Ice Cube, No Vaseline comes up next. And yeah, Ice Cube, we'll give it to him, man. Lyrically, I'll say this. I think Ice Cube stuff is dope, but I feel like the reason like his stuff just wasn't truly, Dre's production is on another level. And like it just, certain stuff I just want to hear produced by Dre. And I could hear some stuff that just wasn't the best. But we'll talk the line here for Ice Cube. It says, y'all disgrace the CPT because y'all are getting effed out of your green by a white boy with no Vaseline. So I'm assuming that's kind of like the hook goes. It says, the most vicious volley in the world of worlds between Ice Cube and NWA was on Cube's second album, Death Certificate, No Vaseline, which was a response to NWA disses featured on the 100 Miles and Running EP. Featured a brilliant divide and conquer strategy. Cube alleged that NWA was getting biked by their manager Jerry Heller, which I believe there may be some truth into that, but allegedly, I don't know. The diss is vulgar and particularly various because it would be proven to be mostly true. Dr. Dre would soon leave the group over monetary issues, launching his own beef with Eazy-E and Heller. So, okay. So that's how, I was wondering how they all came about when Cube left first. So that makes sense. Let's see. Kwame says, Ice Cube was hard as F. Some of his stuff still hit. Most definitely. He's definitely will be known. I like how Cube was able to transition it into music and writing scripts too, dog. Says Eazy-E, Gangsta, Drista, and BG Knockout, real MF and G's. Real mother plucking G's is the song. So this is Eazy-E's joint. I'm pretty sure I may have heard this and probably didn't even realize I was listening to it. But the line on this one apparently is probably the most hardest line is, Dr. Dre's only meant easy payday. All of a sudden, Dr. Dre is a G thing, but on his album covers, he looking like a she thing. Yeah, so I think I remember that line. And if you watch Straight Outta Compton, that's one of my favorite movies, by the way, man. That was very good movie. Um, Kwame says Ice Cube definitely know how to make money. Most definitely, he's got the big three, which is kind of like he's using NBA players, I believe, who are retired but still can play, and they're playing like 3-on-3. And I think I saw somewhere actually he just sold, like one of their teams actually just sold for like some big money. So there's a lot of big things coming on that side of that Ice Cube situation as far as him in the big three. It says before Jay-Z put Prodigy on that Summer Jam screen, Eazy-E would utilize a similar strategy of digging up old photos to diss Dr. Dre after the brutal mockery of Eazy-E on Dre Day. Eazy fired back with a too prolonged taunt that Dre looked feminine on the cover of the World Class Reckoning Crew's World Class album, and that Eazy was still profiting off of Dre's Death Row music. Yeah, some tell me Suge also didn't play that too, man. If y'all seen the movie. So we're gonna move right along. Also, RIP to Big, Tupac, and Eazy-E. That's another thing too, how y'all know these beefs were on another level, dog. Look how many people that I just named, and next up on the list, ironically, we got Tupac, RIP to Tupac. I actually have a portrait of Tupac tatted on me and Big, which ironically, hopefully if everything goes right, I should be getting these joints touched up. Now, I'm not going to play any other music because I know this one will get flagged. I think everybody's heard Hit 'Em Up, man. And Pac was that dude, man. But it says, the line says, first off, F your B and the clique you claim West Side. When we ride, we're going to be quit with game. You claim to be a player, but I F your wife. Yeah, I noticed. Like, I didn't have to read that one slow and sound like I didn't know how to read. That song, I'm sorry. I knew that line. It says, still the gold standard for disrespectful. This is Tupac explosive B-side to the How Do You Want It single was a brigade of insults and threats aimed at Notorious B.I.G. Tension had been building for years. Tupac's publicity blamed Biggie for not warning him about the 1994 Squad recording studio shooting, and during the 1995 Source Awards, Dr. Death Row CEO Suge Knight publicly poked at Bad Boy and Puffy on Hit 'Em Up. Tupac's take the energy from F. Compton and escalates things. Tupac, alongside the Outlaws crew, taking aim at everyone from Mobb Deep to Bad Boy, with the most infamous moment being Tupac alleging an affair with Biggie's and estranged wife, Faith Evans, a rumor that has been circulating for months before the song was released. In fact, Biggie would later make a joke referencing the allegations of Jay-Z's Brooklyn's Finest. I will say this. I don't know if any of that's true or not, but I know they did have her like in the video a little bit. They had a fake Faith Evans too, so they did take it. They took it there, but still wanted to, we're gonna give it credit where credit is due. But that one definitely did go like below the belt. The Slayer says, "Hit 'Em Up, a staple in the hood." True. So next up on the list we got Mobb Deep. Drop a gem on him. Now, I haven't heard this one, so I definitely going to read this one kind of special because I don't think I didn't even know Mobb Deep was dissing anybody. So this is like educational purposes for this too. Let's see. The Slayer says, gonna drive through the suburbs playing Hit 'Em Up. Don't do that, dog. I mean, what can they do though? They probably heard it too. But the line from this song says, Rikers Island flashbacks of the house you got scuffed in. You would think that you getting your head shot enough, but then now you want to go at the team. Must have been drunk when you wrote that ish. Too bad you had to did that all on yourself. Maybe I need to hear that song to see how it really vibes. And let's see who they were actually talking about. So Mobb Deep wasn't the main target on Hit 'Em Up. Okay, so maybe this was back at Tupac? Says, but Prodigy caught the song most brutal strays on the outro at Tupac's mock to sickle cell anemia. Yeah, that's right. He did have sickle cell. So, and if I'm not mistaken, one of them from Mobb Deep did pass away. Was it Prodigy? If it was Prodigy, RIP. If it wasn't, my bad. Because I know, it's two members on Mobb Deep. You know, it's Prodigy, and then I forgot the other dude. I think the other dude actually does like great production too. But don't quote me on that. It says Banana P responded viciously on the Hell on Earth, repeating a rumor that Pac was Ard in prison. Almost dropped the ball there because YouTube would not have played that. Was Ard in prison during his 1995 incarceration while also mentioning the 1995 shooting? The song was actually the first single from Hell on Earth, but the duo pulled it from the radio after Tupac was, killed in September of 1996. So I didn't really want to read that one, but yeah. Prodigy told Complex in 2011, "We pulled a song off the radio and told him to stop playing it out of respect of his family and out of respect of the dead. We were like, nah, stop pushing that." Mobb Deep would, however, still have the song on the album. I mean, makes sense. So, and I didn't know this one actually. Like Corey Mega and Mike Darlin. Hopefully, I'm saying that. Never Personal, F Nas and Nature. So I didn't know. I thought the only beef Nas had was with Jay-Z, but I didn't know there was one with this one. And I thought that would be Nori, but that's not Nori though. I think that's another dude. So I didn't even know who these people are. So I think hopefully I read that correctly. Man, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to some of these joints. But the line from this says, "My man took your effing gold chain and he's wearing your ish in the projects. You're a effing bitch." That didn't rhyme at all. Like, I don't see how that would go on any beat. But we're going to keep the party going here and see what it really is about. I like how it breaks it down too, and it keeps it short and simple too, so we can keep it moving right along. And then probably like the last 15 minutes, we'll get on Mr. Diddy. Pause. It says, Comega, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, was featured alongside Foxy Brown and AZ on Nas' 1996 post-cut Affirmation Action. That joint go hard. At one point, and now before we all went digital, and yeah, I got all of Nas' album that's uploaded on Spotify and all that, but I had the physical copies of all, and I was like, literally, I'm a big Nas fan. And then I think I ended up throwing all them joints away because I'm like, you're not gonna ever play this again. But I'm gonna play it through my phone, but you're not gonna use these CDs anymore. So I think I either gave them away or threw them away. It says, but by the time the firm had become an official supergroup and released its sole album, Nas had fallen out with Cormega and replaced him with Nature. Oh, okay, so I didn't know that happened. So I guess it was the group, the firm, that was the issue. So Foxy Brown, and then I guess he was on there, but then he took him off. It says, let's see, Mega was furious and responded with a white label single in which he bragged that he and the crew beat up Nature and probably displayed his chain around the Queensbridge housing projects where they all are from. So that was at Nature. So I guess he really just say like, we don't know if that's true. And I'm assuming that's Nature from Naughty by Nature, or maybe. No, we got to see who Nature is, because that's probably not, because Naughty by Nature is what? That's Tretch and other dudes. So yeah, I don't know who Nature is. We may have to look them up for sure. My bad. I ain't really want to mess that up. Next up, we have Eminem. I Remember, dedication to Whitley Ford. Okay, so I don't remember this one. But Eminem's music always kind of I feel like he's always took shots at everybody though, to be fair. Like he's took shots at his own mother, man. Like, he came in off of that type of rap too. And I don't want to go in too deep on Eminem, pause, because y'all know like how I truly feel about Eminem. While majority of the world say he's one of the GOATs, he's great, and this and the third, I say he's a industry plant at best, but maybe I could be wrong. I'm not saying he can't rap, but some of his stuff, I don't know. But as a kid, though, growing up, because if Dunks was here, it was like, you sure did listen to it a lot growing up? We did. We all did, man. I feel like they put it in a certain audience and it worked. But I feel like he was an industry plant. Did he have some good songs, though? Sure, some songs. I don't want to sound like a complete hater, but I do think he's overly pushed as far as the ranking. And I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to go too far, but let's talk about the line from Eminem. It says, I remember back when you had the knack, and I remember when you had the first heart attack. I was right there laughing when I heard the news. I just wish the cardiac would have murdered you. Wow, come on, man. Now, I don't know who this person is, but that is a little bit too far. And of course, I see we got Nas Ether coming up on the list in 2001. Now, that one I probably can spit that one for you verbatim because, again, I told you Nas was my dude, man. Pause. It says, white on white crime was rampant around the turn of the millennium. My bad. Took me again to get. I know that word too. When Eminem feuded with an assortment of Caucasian rappers, including Cage, the Insane Clown Posse's, Evidence, and Everlast. After an incident in which Slim Shady allegedly disrespected Everlast in person, the former House of Pain frontman dissed Eminem on the Dilated People's track Eardrums Pop. Okay, I gotta go back and listen to that because I used to listen to Dilated People too, man. They had some good music. I think they were based out of NY. Don't quote me on that. Inadvertently mentioning Eminem's daughter, Haley, that offending line says, cock my hammer, spit a comment like Haley, I'll buck a 380 on once to act shady. Hey, that actually was kind of a crazy bar. Like, that was super crazy bar below the belt, and that's all you need to hear. It says, this infuriated M, and he responded on the B-side to D12's Ish on You single, which featured diabolical references to Everlast surviving a heart attack. So yeah, that's probably where that all stemmed from. Next up, we got Nas, Ether, 2001, arguably one of my favorite diss songs of all time. Men of the Kick says, Nature, Nas, boy from back in the day. Okay, cool. Appreciate that. I did not know that, Manny. Thank you for that information, sir. Greatly appreciate it. So we'll read this one. So the line here says, you seem to be the only concern with dissing women. Were you abused as a child, scared to smile? They called you ugly. I make records to disrespect me. Like, yeah, I know that song. Like, yeah, I mess with your soul and eat the will. Know you the king, you know you not. Got something across the belly. I proved you lost already. That joint go hard, bro. That was a good song. Nas don't get enough credit. If you know, you know. I will say this. He is a lyricism, you know, and I feel like him switching over working with Hit Boy now really got him back in his bag. I mean, he's dropping albums like he's still signed to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not in business for himself. But let's read through this part real quick. It says, Nas called Jay-Z a lot of things on Ether, a fan, a phony, Jay-Z, or he called him Gay-Z, but yeah. I could have rapped that line too, but I'm gonna leave it there. The lines that allege that Jigga's chauvinist womanizer persona was a response to childhood insecurities about his looks. However, felt that some of the song's most disrespectful jazz, despite being some of the only PG bars on the entire song. In fact, Jay-Z would respond to the specific criticism to the next year on the Blueprint 2 title track, rapping, they call me this mischievous, but they don't call me the dude that take his dollars to give gifts at the projects. It's kind of not a good, I don't know. Maybe I need more reference to that one. But then we got Jay-Z's Super Ugly, which was also in 2001, which I think this is one where it actually did apologize for. I ain't know Cameron and Jim Jones made a Hate Me Now remix. Okay. We're definitely going to read up on that one. So this one is for Super Ugly from Jay-Z, and this was the shot at Nas. It says, me and the boy AI got more in common than just balling and rhyming. Get it? More in common. More in Carmen. Okay. So he's talking. I think that's Nas' baby mama. I came in your Bentley back seat, skeeted in your Jeep, left condoms on your baby seat. Wow, those were some crazy bars. Yeah, I got it. Jay-Z wasn't playing either. It says on Takeover, Jay-Z hinted at a sensitive personal issue with Nas, but stopped short at specific, shrugging. Just keep that between me and you for now. After Ether, though, Jay was ready to reveal that he had slept with Carmen Bryan, the mother of Nas' daughter. See? There you go. It was really the raunchy detail of the line and adding Allen Iverson to mix that went perhaps even further that Tupac's line about Faith on Hit 'Em Up. The disc ultimately ended up being a failure. Jay-Z owns mother, a admonished him as he had gone too far, and he later apologized live on the radio for the track. So he pulled a J. Cole. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, Nas and Jay, to the best of my knowledge, are super cool now. So we got Cameron and Jim Jones, Hate Me Now remix in 2002. Who the hell were they dissing? Let's see. Shorty, stay in your place before the axe in your face. Take your daughter. R. Kelly, have my way with a face. Okay, that's definitely a Cameron rap. Melly Mel in the building says, Yerp, what up, Melly Mel? Y'all smash that like button as y'all come in and out, man. I'm going to be on this joint for like another 15. Says Cameron was relatively a minor player in the Jay-Z and Nas wars. He mostly stayed neutral during his beef tenure at Rockefeller Artists. That changed when Nas went to Power 105 and dissed Cam, Noriega, and Nelly on the radio. I didn't know he dissed Nelly. Cam responded heavily and handed spitting one of the most disgustingly unwanted lines in hip-hop history, Nas Hate Me Now beat. Okay, so yeah, that's when they were going in. I didn't know that. I didn't think Cameron actually made a song, so I didn't know it, but I don't think it really probably took off like that. 50 Cent's Back Down, 2003. This has got to be the Ja Rule joint. Because him and Ja Rule, I feel like they're going to be forever. I don't even think it's really that serious anymore. It says, you use a Pop-Tart, sweetheart. You soft in the middle. I'll eat you for breakfast. The watch was an exchange for your necklace. Let's see. No beef has ever altered the career trajectories of both sides as dramatically as G-Unit / Murder Inc. war that turned 50 Cent into a superstar. Ja Rule into a has-been. Wow, don't say that, man. Ja Rule, he got some bangers, man. And to be honest, the way the music sound today, we can kind of thank Rule. And just my opinion. I know a lot of people say I ain't rocking with the Rule, but him and Ashanti had some hits. Says the most memorable diss is Back Down, where 50 brings up their personal history while also mocking Ja's percent for love songs. The watch was an exchange for your necklace line is a reference to a robbery Ja was and the victim of. There would be more songs from this conflict, but this is often seen as the moment where the outcome was decided. Man with the Kick says, Cameron destroyed that Hate Me Now freestyle. I'm going to have to check that out. And when Ja Rule dropped Loose Change in 2003, yeah, I think I remember. I really wasn't too impressed, but it says, M, you claim your mother's a crackhead and Kim is a known slut, so what's Haley gonna be when she grow up? Let's see. Man with the Kick says, Ja Rule wash nowadays. I think he still got a core audience. He stay in his bag. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give him that. After singing to Aftermath, Eminem eagerly backed up 50 Cent in the Ja Rule beef. Ja took advantage of M's very public family life to take some cruel shots on Loose Change, a song where Ja fires back at the entire Aftermath squad. M would respond by gathering D12 and Obi Trice and releasing Do Re Mi, a song where he warns Ja not to ever mention his daughter's name again, which that's fair. That's fair. Gucci Mane Truth, I love this song too, and I think this was at Jeezy. But yeah, this one, he went in. Says, I'm a big dog. He got a little boy complex. Go dig your partner up inward. I bet you can't say ish. Yeah, Gucci Mane was really about it, and probably still is. But this was between Jeezy and Gucci, and crazy they did a versus. But Jeezy and Gucci Mane feud over their hit collaboration So Icy turned deadly in 2005 when Gucci Mane was attacked by Jeezy associate Pookie Loke. Gucci shot and killed Pookie, claiming he was acting in self-defense. 7 years later, their beef was still simmering when Gucci made an extremely morbid reference to Pookie Loke on the closing track to 2012's Trap God. Two rappers called a truce when they participated in a versus battle in 2020, but theirs briefly got very tense when Gucci performed Truth just a few feet away from Jeezy, yelling, now put his ASS in the dirt. Gucci would later say he regret the moment. Yeah, I mean, because I think it's one of those, it probably went too far, and here we are, you know? Let's see, Manu Kicks says, compared to 50's Cameron's now, Polo. Okay. I'll check it out. I'm going to check them all out, man. Honestly, I'm going to keep this page up and check it up after the live. Troy Ave. Did not know he made a diss song. No disrespect to Troy Ave. He made, to be honest, he got wordplay. I just don't want to hear him rap it. He probably should be, and I know he's currently locked up, but maybe Troy should probably get in his writer bag and write for a lot of these artists, to keep it 100. The line says, "Cause I'm a savage, just gonna leave you sad, bitch. You don't give a scandal like your friend. Here's a casket. Steez burning in hell. You, let's see, my burners and my belt. I'm really killing ish. You N-words killing yourself. Effing weirdos off the roof. Steer clear, yo. This N-word trying to fly. He think he a superhero. Splat, man. F you and that, man." Okay, it says, when Brooklyn rappers Troy Ave and Joey Badass beef. I did not know that they had beef. Troy Ave was all too happy to play the unpleasant villain. His bars mocking the 2012 suicide of Joy's pro-era associate Capital Steez, however, were so appealing to even battle-tested rappers like Styles P and Royce da 5'9" stepped in to declare Troy Ave had crossed the line. So he had went too far. Now this one too, I remember Remy Ma's Sheether from 2017. Super dope track. Obviously, you can tell it got the inspiration from Nas' Ether, man. I think it was so good it actually got taken down. Now, I'm not going to read through all the lines on that one because I do want to touch on the Diddy situation too, real quick. Pause. We're going to talk Pusha T's Story of Adidon. That one was, I feel like they played Drake right into his hands, man. Pusha is a great lyricist too, with great wordplay. So we're going to give him that. We got Spin a Benz, Who I Smoke. Oh, yeah, I remember this song. I didn't know this was at anybody in particular, but Who I Smoke. That was off that Vanessa Carlton joint that where she's making my way downtown, smoking around. Sorry, I shouldn't even know that. But, yeah, he rapped over that beat. That's crazy. I remember that. Let's see, Megan Thee Stallion Hiss. Now, I think this was kind of like randomly at Nicki Minaj. So, yeah, I didn't know we had so many beefs that were brewing, man, but that's kind of what hip-hop comes into, man. Let's see, we got Drake's Family Matters. One of my favorites, personally, between Kendrick and Drake. I like Family Matters. I had to join on repeat when I was doing to pick up those military blue foes. Meet the Grams was nice, too. And this is Kendrick joints right up next. We don't have to go over these because we kind of already covered this, like, last week's live, too. So, yeah, I'll say that. And it's like, I hope they didn't have these in no particular order because I hope this is not their way of saying Kendrick's stuff was number one. But I'm not going to get into that. But, yeah, that wraps up for the beats. We're going to touch on Diddy's situation real quick. And then we're going to wrap things up here for the night. And, yeah, we'll officially been on this joint for at least a good, like, going on hour. So let me see if I can refresh the page on this joint. And then we'll get the party started up in here. So I think that was pretty good. Manny with the Kick says, Ether Best got sample on K-Dot track, Not Like Us. I didn't even know that. To keep it 100, man, the Kendrick stuff, I couldn't really get into it. I like some of Kendrick's music, but the disses and stuff, dog, I don't know. Drake, I don't want to pick a side because they both did well. But I definitely listen to Drake's more than Kendrick's. I'll put it like that. But that don't mean who's the best and who's not, man. And I don't know what the heck is going on right here. Let's see. We'll wait. I do got another tab up, so if it doesn't open up, I'll see if I can get it over here real quick because we'll wrap things up here because I think it's pretty much saying the same thing. It says Diddy demands SA lawsuit be dismissed because it was filed too late. And I think this one is, I think it's the same thing. This is from Jane Doe. But yeah, this one is still loading up real quick. Let me see if I can just get it to kick in the gear. But we'll go here because I don't want to act right. It says Diddy has filed a motion to dismiss the SA lawsuit filed by numerous accusers, claiming that the filed lawsuit passed the required time. I mean, that could be an easy alley-oop for the lawyer, hopefully, if that's the case. But the judge could openly still say we can keep it open, you know? It says, according to the court documents obtained by Hip Hop DX, the embattled bad boy mogul who categorically denies the charges argued that the claim rival provision of the Victims of Ginger Motivated Violence Protection Law, BGM, and New York City law is supreme by the Adult Survivors Act and Child Victims Act, a state law. Because of the claim, it is the accusers should have filed assault in 2021, according to the analyst by the Associated Press. So apparently, according to Diddy's lawyers, they should have already have filed this joint. So back in if they didn't file it by 2021, then it makes it non void, is what they're trying to say. I don't know. Again, this is what Diddy's lawyer, what this article is saying. I'm not saying anything. I have no dog in this fight. Just kind of going over what's here, and that's going to leave it there. It says, in lieu of the official statement, Diddy publicists pointed to the paragraph in the lawsuit that directly addresses the matter. At the top of the plaintiff pleading is a bold, legally arrogant, triggering warning calculated to focus attention on the salacious and deprived allegation. It reads, the stunt is intended to potentially showcase a baseless and timeless bare claim, which it was designed to cause the Combs defendants unwanted publicity, embarrassment, and financial costs so plaintiff could extract an underserved financial recovery from them. Let's see. Mental Kid says, King Combs bugging with the 50 disc. 50's not taking that serious, dog. You know he's not. 50's not. You saw how 50 did respond, but I'll put it like this, right? One, everybody know why we know who King Combs is. I'm not saying he don't. One, he reminds me of a Mace type of style rap. And two, like, he's, because of who his dad is, that's how we know who he is, to keep it 100. Is he like a spitting image of Diddy? For sure. But I'll put it like this. 50's a heavyweight, and King Combs is not a heavyweight in the rap game. You know, maybe his dad is, but yeah, you're not on the level to be trying to battle with Fifth, dog. You know, and Fifth I know 50's not gonna. 50's just gonna keep poking fun at him. You're just giving him fuel for the fire. The statement continues, says Mr. Combs and his companies categorically deny plaintiffs' decades-old tale against them, which has already caused an incredible damage to the reputations and business standings of Combs' defendants. Even before any evidence has been presented, plaintiffs cannot allege that the day or the time of the year the alleged incident occurred. Yet, says, purports to the miraculous recall to the most pertinent details were specifically, the case should be dismissed now with prejudice to protect that Combs defendants from further reputational injury and be more party gestural resources are scattered. So let's see. Minimum Kick says dead ass polo yeah, he can't hang with Fifth, dog. Let's just keep it 100. I'm gonna read through the rest of this last little part of the article, and then we're gonna wrap things up here for the night. It says he denied the allegation, saying through a spokesperson, this is a last-minute lawsuit, an example of how well an intentional law in New York State Adult Supervisors Act can be turned on its head. Ms. Dickerson's 32-year-old story is made up and not credible. Mr. Combs never assaulted her and implicates companies that did not exist. This is primarily a money grab and nothing more. I can see that point too. Says in February, a producer named Rodney Lil Rod Jones accused New York City native, real name Sean Combs, of harassment as well as DMing them, and threatening them over the course of the year. I don't know if any of this is true. And of course, I seen what Russell Simmons is kind of speaking out too, because I'm going to say this, right? I don't know if any of this is true. Could some of this stuff may have possibly happened? I just say this, and this is always going to be a question in the back of my head, and I know people are always going to say, like, you got to give it time. People are usually traumatized or what have you, right? So I know that's the answer, but I also just find it weird that you guys wait so long to come out and say something, you know what I mean? Like, it was really that bad. Now, I think Lil Rod just worked with him on that last album, you know, so maybe his stuff is a little more relevant, but some people are coming out the woodwork just because it's like I don't know what their intention is. Maybe they truly want justice. I can't speak for none of those individuals, and I'm just going to leave it at that, man. Definitely couldn't get this other article to like come up, but it is what it is. We're right at the hour mark anyway. Let me see if I can just refresh the joint one more time. I don't even think it's my internet because all the other pages are loading just fine, you know. Let me put myself back on the main screen here. Boom, should be back on the main screen. So yeah, And then what kills me, I think this joint actually is killing like my stream too. So I just went on kill the joint because I noticed when I stopped trying to show the joint, now it's not lagging as bad anymore. I don't know what's up with those particular pages, but I'm closing those out because I know that's really going to cause a lag to the stream, even though we're towards the end of the joint. So yeah, we should be back to normal pace here. But yeah, we're coming up. Pretty much, this was an interesting one. All these different diss songs. I like how they kind of went all over the place and not like ones that they didn't mention were like, I remember when Game made 300 and Running. That was a diss at the whole G Unit. I remember Game had quite a few disses. They didn't mention the Drake diss where he did with that was at Meek Mill, you know, back to back. I feel like that's a timeless diss song too, no matter how you slice it and dice it, you know. I mean, not trying to throw Meek Mill up under the bus, which I did see that he finally come out and spoke about some of this. Meek, have a tall glass and shut the F up and just stay in your lane, dog. That's the best way I can describe it. But again, it is his field musically, so he has a right to say something. So, but do not rap, Meek. Do not rap. And he's not internet ready, you know, and maybe he really is about it. But that's pretty much it for the night, man. Coming up right at the hour mark. Let's go ahead and wrap things up here for the night. Appreciate everybody be coming through and being active in the chat. Sorry if the stream got a little frozen or whatever, but it should be back to normal. I think it's just some of the pages I had up. So it is what it is, but I will be back live again Wednesday with another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast. Until then, man, this is Music Monday. Sign up for that Sold Out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat. It is free to sign up. We talk a little bit of everything over there from music to sneakers to what have you, right? Okay, sports, food section. Definitely just posted some goodies in their joint. So, yeah, y'all sign up for that joint. But other than that, we'll be back Wednesday. Again, of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional try-on hauls. This is Music Monday, and I will be back with another Sold Out Live on Wednesday. But until then, man, smash that like button, and yeah, sub up if you haven't done so already. And I'm officially out this thing, man. Peace.
Acoustic.
Cruise through the nighttime in my hoodie up. Baby, I'm a night rider, I'm pulling up. Things look pretty on your side. Shit gets gritty on my side. Listen, let me run it down. Think I'm the king of the underground. No, I ain't a star yet, but I'm coming down. Make the girl so wet, cause it let us sound. When the moon comes out, no, I'm coming through. Skirt, skirt to your crib, show you what it do. I ain't tryna be a new nigga, two niggas I know from the same block, tryna fuck with you. I'm just tryna lay it down on you, shorty. Bounce on and spin around, let her shorty out. Can't hit in that spot, and you're on a while. And I keep my list locked, no one's running out. I'm a caught great goose, but I come to you. Cut my last girl loose, I need something new. Came a long way from home, need a better view. I'm afraid to be alone for being true. Do you feel me?